Welcome back. My next guest is Dr. Cheryl Ross, who's here to discuss women's health issues. Dr. Ross is honored with a Top 10 Obstetricians and Gynecologists Award and looks at women's health beyond the examination room. She's joining us now via Skype to share her expertise. Good evening, Dr. Ross. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me, Dr. White.
It's my pleasure. Now, oftentimes women past the age or moving into 40 are experiencing some challenges with perimenopause and menopause. How do they find relief, Dr. Ross?
Well, first we have to make the diagnosis because 40s is a time of emotional and hormonal havoc. So women come in, they have symptoms of irregular periods, they're not feeling well, some might have hot flashes. So checking hormones is the way to find this out.
And is that through blood work?
It's an easy blood test. We do hormones for FSH and estradiol and checking thyroid as well.
Yes, thyroid seemed to also get in havoc during that time. So let's say that a woman is diagnosed, yes, that she's exactly going through perimenopause and menopause. What do you do? What can you do to help alleviate some of the symptoms and some of the discomfort that a woman is experiencing?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's about what the patient is suffering from, how bad the symptoms are, how disruptive. Hot flashes can be not just physically uncomfortable, but socially embarrassing. So first we see what the symptoms are and really individualize with each patient, and then talk about the option of going on a hormonal replacement therapy if they're comfortable with that.
Now, often, well, hormone replacement therapy for some women is totally out of the question, and it's also scared a lot of women and has caused some problems for women. So what if, Dr. Ross, a woman cannot go on hormone replacement therapy or chooses, maybe it's not even can't, but just chooses not to? What other recourse is there for her?
Yeah, well, we look at non-hormonal options because many people are more comfortable with non-estrogen. So look, they can do yoga, acupuncture, they can look at herbs such as black cohosh or even soy helps. We're now looking at Prozac and Paxil, which are antidepressants that work wonderfully for hot flashes. So those are great alternatives.
So a woman can choose that, and is that something that a lot of doctors are familiar with so that they can discuss it with their GYN?
It depends on the doctor. I think nowadays our patients are educated, they've looked online, they come in with great questions, and if doctors aren't aware of the non-hormonal options, then I think the patient should really seek a physician out where they can get both sides of information related to treatment.
Or maybe help educate the doctors. I think many doctors are open to understand that there are those alternatives. And when a woman is going through the emotional aspect, you were mentioning Prozac and other medications, isn't there an alternative relief to that other than going on another medication?
We'll look at things like mindfulness, we'll look at therapy, uh, looking more at behavioral changes if they don't want to take any prescription medications, and look more at lifestyle choices.
Great. So there are things that a woman can do other than being on medication if she chooses not to. Now, what's been a little bit disarming and alarming is the rise of STDs for women who are 40 and up. Why is that happening, and what do women need to do as a preventive measure?
Yeah. This has been really fascinating statistics that we've been getting, that the over 45 group of women who are recently divorced or separated are fastly becoming the #1 group for sexually transmitted infections. And we find that it's the lowest group that's wearing condoms. And the question really is, how do we educate this group? How do we educate the women and the men and doctors alike?
So women at this point are thinking, okay, so I don't need to worry about getting pregnant, and more seasoned sexually and relationship-wise, and so they're not taking the care that they need to. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. They know they don't need the birth control pill, and often they've only had one partner that they might have recently divorced. So they're entering the whole world of dating and Match.com, and now they are starting to deal with safe sex practices, which they've never really had to deal with in the past. So we have to educate this group of women and men on what to do now in regards to safe sexual practices.
Great. So what are some health guidelines that you can give other than what we've been talking about in terms of STDs that can offer women good health and longevity in the process of aging?
Well, I'll tell you, if women, sort of the 20 to 50-year age groups, were recommending getting yearly pap smears and routine exams by the gynecologist, that would include breast exams. Then over 40, we're adding mammograms, yearly mammogram screening that will continue beyond 50. And of course, starting at 50, in addition to all these other tests, we would add a baseline colonoscopy.
Great. Thanks so much, Dr. Ross. Power Your Life. We'll be right back. How old do you really feel? Research suggests that the way we feel about ourselves and the way we think about our capabilities really can affect our age, can affect our lifespan, can affect our health. So it's important to really think about it, and it's all in your attitude. Our attitude makes a difference and can make and break your day. Every moment and every day is really a choice that we can make. And no matter what's going on in our lives, choose optimism. Optimism can boost how you feel. It's very contagious, and it can really wash away the clouds of doubt and worry. That's it for tonight's Power Your Life. Next week, an awarding guest will take the pulse of our healthcare system and patient advocacy. And a workplace game changer will also stop by to inspire us with empowering tips on finance and on business. Hope to see you there. Remember that you have the power to not only power your dreams, but power your life.